Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tomasz and in today's video we're going to talk about loops comparison for versus for each, which is faster. Okay, let's begin with the little background story. One day I was trying to help someone on the Stack Overflow as usually, and I provided some code where I used a for loop, and another guy with the several thousands points suggested that I should use for each loop to increase the performance, and I was a little bit surprised because I always thought that for loop is much better than for each. I'm almost sure that I read somewhere that for loop is much better, efficient and faster than for each. So you can imagine how I was surprised when I wrote that comment from that guy. On that moment, I realized that I need to check it on my own and see what is true and what is not. So I prepared the code for that, a simple code. As you can see, one sub for the for loop and one sub for each loop. And this is quite simple loops. As you can see, just it's all about filling the cells with the one value. So I also prepared a table with the numbers of iterations for those loops, and yeah, let's go to the tests. Okay, so let's try it, going through the 10, 100, 1000, 10,000 and 100,000 iterations. So the first one, as you can see that I prepared a code which is returning 3 digits because of the amount of time. So the first one is in the table and my code is filling the first column, as you will see in the next iterations. Okay. And the last one, it's a little bit slower because of the amount of the iterations. Okay, you can see that something here went wrong, but let's skip it and try now the for each loop. Okay, the third one, fourth, and the last one, which is the slowest. And yeah, as you can see, something happened here, but I think if we try it one more time, maybe let's copy those results and make it empty for the more tests. You can see that now there was no mistake. Okay, last one, and for each once again, and the last one. Okay, as you can see that for small amount of iterations like 10 or 100, you can see the difference between the methods. Yeah, you can tell that for each it was also faster, but as you saw at the first attempt, there was something like that which is even slower than 100 iterations. But in general, you can't see a big difference between between those attempts in a small amount of iterations. But the bigger that number is, the difference is more visible. So for 1000 attempts, iterations, I mean, you can see the clear difference in here, but at the first trial there was also no difference. Maybe let's skip that 1000 for 10,000 iterations. Yeah, at the first attempt of tests, there was a difference of 100 milliseconds, and for 100,000 there was like 1.5 second of difference at the first attempt of tests and at the second. So when I made those tests for the first time, yeah, I was surprised, but those words from that guy from Stack Overflow were confirmed. For each, if you can use for each loop in your code, yeah, use it. Why not? It's increasing the performance of the code. As you can see, we made tests for really simple loops like this, but during those tests you can see the difference in time. Of course, if you got code with a small amount of iterations, for example, small amount of rows or small amount of columns, there is no difference. You can use for and as well for each. The performance will be probably the same, the time performance. But in case of big amount of data, for example, 100,000 rows or even more, yeah, try for each. Yeah, use for each if it is possible, because sometimes it is more convenient way to use for a loop, but keep that in mind that if it is possible, use for each to increase the time performance, the performance of your code. So yeah, for each is faster. If it is possible, use it to increase the performance of macro. And that was all. That was all for you guys. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. Please leave a like and subscribe my channel. It helps me a lot. Also, please leave a comments in the comment section. I would like to also invite you to my website simpleexcelvba.com, and yeah, that's it. See you in the next video. Bye bye.